Hi, this is Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and today I'm here with my third alternative for the Beary Comforting Paper Pumpkin Kit. Let's get started. For this third alternative, we've got the bear stamp from Beary Comforting and a piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to use my basic gray Stampin' Write marker. And we're just going to use the side of the brush tip and come across the details from the stamp that we want. Make sure that we get her nose and okay, and I'm just going to come across these one more time to make sure I have indeed gotten them well inked. And then we want the bottom of the face here and arms, using the side of the brush tip is gentler on the marker for doing this than using the point. Okay, so and about halfway down on that curve here. And then we want her legs down here. Okay, I think we've got everything. So now we're going to huff on this. Huffing remoistens the ink. And then we just want to make sure we press everywhere. Okay, so now I'm going to take my ruler and let's close the brush tip, and I'm going to start up here, and I'm just drawing a line here. Okay, and then down here I'm going to freehand kind of a scallop across. You could make it straight. I decided I wanted a scallop. Don't ask me why. And then we need to bring this down. I'm using this extra finger to help balance my pen, which makes drawing with it easier. And same thing, we'll connect her leg up there. And I've got a little spot here. And there we go. So now let's do some coloring in. Oh, one little other space here. Okay, let's move these out of the way. And I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends for coloring, and I've got my light and dark petal pink and the light flirty flamingo for her. So let's start with these, and I've kind of stacked them in my hand, so I've got the two lights and the dark. Okay, so I'm going to start and put this darker flirty flamingo here and blend out with a little bit of the dark petal pink, and then come with the light petal pink over all of that. And same thing, we'll do the dark flirty flamingo, color some of the dark petal pink, and then bring the light petal pink across all of that. And I'm going to come back in with this because it's a little more orange than I would like it to be. So, and then use the light petal pink to blend. Okay, and now for her face. I'm going to come in with the dark Flirty Flamingo. Light Flirty Flamingo, I'm sorry. And then we're going to blend with the Petal Pink. Okay, and we may darken this just a little bit in here with the dark Petal Pink and a little bit of the Flirty Flamingo, and then just give this a all over rub. Okay, and then back in with the light Flirty Flamingo. And then let's do some blending here before all of this gets dry. Okay, and let's come down and do her legs as well. And again, starting with the Flirty Flamingo. And then coloring out with the light Petal Pink. Okay, so we're going to leave her like that for the time being and put her skirt on. And once that's dried well, we can decide whether she needs any more color. So for her skirt, I'm going to use the light and dark rich razzleberry. So let's start with the dark here along the edges. Okay, and then let's just want to add some of this before the dark has had any chance to dry. Once it's dried, it doesn't blend. So we want those shadows, we just don't want them to be hard lines, and that's where some of the blending comes in. And then I want to work up on these scallops so that where the ink is moving this way instead of down into her legs. And of course, the more times you go over an area, you're creating more depth of color. Okay, so there we go with our little girl bear, and now we need to cut her out. So I've got my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss, And we're going to do a little other die cutting first because I've already set up my pieces. These are dies from the Wild Rose dies, and so we're just going to send these on through. And we're cutting a soft seafoam leaf, a flirty flamingo flower, and a blushing bride flower spike. Okay, let's grab these pieces and set them aside. And I'm just going to pop all of my little pieces out here. You see how easy, just touch and they go. And let's grab the leaf over here and pop him out. And then let's grab my take your pick and their little ejection holes, and we're just going to give it one quick pop. And whoop, maybe two quick pops. It moved, but there we go. Okay, and my leaf. Okay, let's put these dies out of the way and dump this and set up our bear here. And grab my frame for the bear. So we're going to put the frame around, make sure it's straight and centered for the bear. And then I like to use a piece of washi just to help it not move during the cutting. And I want one more of the Blushing Bride flower spikes. So I'm going to use this die a second time here and put my plate on. And then when we put the top plate on, we want to make sure that there's no die in front of this line. You may have already seen that in my standalone One Simple Trick video or in a previous video I've shared. Okay, let's take this out of the way now and grab our bear. Okay, and grab this last flower spike. Oops, there we go. And we are ready to put this together then. Let's slide all of these bits out of the way. So I have cut apart one of the card bases and then cut this piece down to 4 by 5 1/4. And then I've added a rich raspberry card base and a piece of Whisper White that is 4 by 5 1/4. And then this piece is 1/4 inch by 4. And it is from the card front from the kit that we cut down. So let's add a little multi-purpose glue to this strip. And we're going to accent the inside of our card. And I'm just using the grid paper to line up my strip. You can find grid paper in my Stampin' Up store. And there's a link to the store in the description below. Add multi-purpose glue. And then you're going to check the top and 2 sides. And then the 4th will be evenly spaced if the other 3 are. So let's add dimensionals to the back of this piece. And you want to be generous with your dimensionals so that your card doesn't sag, which means that you always want some dimensionals in the center and on the sides as well, not just top and bottom. So let's pop these pieces off here. Oops. That one's done, and this is the last one. Okay. And again, you're looking at top and two sides, and you'll be straight and evenly spaced. So she's going to get dimensionals as well. Dimensionals are inexpensive, so do be generous with them. Okay, so let's start with these two pieces. I want to put a little bit of adhesive on here. I do like to leave part of my leaves and flowers, I'm going to say loose. It's okay that they're not glued down hard, because they add a little more texture to the piece that you're creating by not being hard down. Okay. Just adjusting these guys over here. If you prefer that they all be, every bit be very stuck down, then go ahead and die cut using the adhesive sheets on the back of your cardstock, and there will be all over adhesive for these fine cuts. You can find adhesive sheets in my store. Okay, and we're just going to straighten the card and make sure that she's straight before I push her down all the way. Oops. No, I'm off to the left now. I was off to the right initially. And let's, there we go. Oh, I just cannot seem to, there we go. Now she's straight. Okay, so we need a sentiment for her though before we move on to the next bit. And so I've got my sentiment here from the Beary Comforting set, and we're just going to ink that in Rich Razzleberry, which was the ink that came in this month's kit. And the lovely thing about stamping on circles is no matter how, I'm going to say crooked you stamp, it's always straight because you can straighten up the circle. So let's close up this ink and get it out of the way. Okay, and then let's put this on our card. Grab our couple little flower spikes here and add dimensionals to this first. So I've got top and bottom. Just making a quick decision here about, okay, so we're going to double stack on this side, single stack on this side, sorry, and double stack over here. And let me make sure, yeah, that none of the others need a double. Okay, so I'm just going to lay this in place right here. And then let's get our these little flower spikes with some adhesive on them. And again, I like to leave them loose to add a little more texture. And they're just going to go right down in here. Okay. And because of the way I moved this, I am going to double stack the top and bottom of the dimensionals as well. So just the one dimensional on the side will have a single stack, and the other 3 are double stacks. And those double stacks just help it to be straight, even across the way it sits there. Okay, and then I want to give her a little pearl necklace. So I've got some basic pearls here, and we're just going to add them on here. This one is running away from me. Oops. Let's see, do we need to go with a medium here in the middle? We do. And there we go. All right, so that's alternative number 3 for the December paper pumpkin berry comforting. You can see the first 2 in another video. Thanks for stopping by today. This was Sara Levin, the Artful Inker of theartfulinker.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell if you'd like to be notified the next time I upload a video. Share my video with your friends, and subscribe to Paper Pumpkin with me using the link in the description below, and receive the Beyond the Box tutorial bundle with alternatives for each month's kit. Have a great day. Bye.